Alright, welcome to the Dean's List. This is M-Dog. The game you see before you is called RogueLegacy. Cellar Door Games is the creators behind this game. And I wanted to just give you a quick little few minutes of gameplay. What we're going to do is sort of starting here with a character already in the dungeon. Of course, this is a roguelike, so it's randomly generated dungeons, randomly generated monster locations, and map locations. Very fun game, and hopefully this will give you an opportunity to see if it's something you might enjoy. Many have said this, but I'll repeat it here. If you take some of the old Castlevania 2D games and toss that in with a little Ghost and Ghouls, in terms of gameplay and maybe even to a degree difficulty, you kind of have a starting point for where we're at. So, a couple things I want you to notice. First of all, the colors of the sword and some of the gear I have on, that is not what you will start off looking like. This is a game that you slowly unlock new equipment and abilities. When you first start, you'll be very limited. You'll basically be able to do your attack. You'll be able to have some magic attack and then regular jump. As you play, you'll unlock new runes, things like the slide, or dash is what it's called, and double jump, and other abilities as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to, as an excuse for how fast I normally die in this game, I'm going to just show you what it is like when you do perish, and walk you through what I think is what really stands out as making this game one of the more enjoyable games that I've played recently. And you'll see that my health is down to 3, so this will be it. Now, RogueLegacy, the legacy part of this name obviously, has to do with the legacy of heroes that you are sending in to find the treasure in this castle. So, here's the startup screen. When you go to choose your heir, the first thing you see is the long list of heroes that have come before, and I will not let you see how many heroes have come before because it would be a hint to you, spoiler, of just how poorly I play this game, but it's brilliant nonetheless and I enjoy it. Now, we have a choice. This generation is gone, and the new generation, you have 3 siblings to choose from. Some of them are going to be sirs, some of them ladies. They're all going to have a class, traits, and a spell ability. We have a barbarian, a shinobi, hopefully I'm saying that right, and another one. The class will give you certain types of statistical bonuses or ways that you are particular, different than other classes. The barbarian I tend to do pretty well with because you can take a lot of hits, and once you get vampirism on your sword and other gear, you can get hit points back from killing things. So I tend to last longer with this type of class, but I'm sure other people have found more success with other characters. All the traits, really fun. Some of them are helpful, some of them actually hurt you. This trait obviously is dwarfism, so it'll be a much smaller character, and that will help you in the sense that you can get to locations that other characters can't get to. And also I found on some of the first boss in particular, it can be helpful to have a smaller character, but we'll go ahead and choose that character. Now, this is the next point where the game really shines, is when you first begin, your castle will be much smaller with only a couple of things opened up. I'm not going to sort of ruin for you what all these different abilities are. Let me just stay focused on this health one. This is one of the first ones you have. For me right now, to upgrade this to 10 points, it would require 740 gold, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen, and it's basically just for all my characters increasing their health. I only earned 22 gold on that last run. That was so pathetic, so I don't have enough to spend on anything, so we're going to skip right past this. But I do want to point out that this is how you open up new classes, improve your statistics, and impact the game in all types of different ways. When you exit to the manor, you see sort of the last step before you enter the dungeon. First of all, we have a blacksmith. He can make all different types of gear for you as you find the blueprints in the dungeon. And then we have the enchantress, and as you find blueprints for runes, she can make those for you, and the runes is how I'm able to do things like dash and double jump. Last we have, I believe they call this the architect, and he will give you the option, as you'll see here, of locking the castle down so that it's not randomly generated, so that it will be exactly like it was the last time you went in there. But what you give up if you choose to do that is you're only going to get 60% of the gold that you would have earned. So when this, for me at least, so far has become useful is when I got to that first boss, the only one that I've defeated so far, I died a miserable death and a quick death, and so I locked the dungeon down and was able to go practice that boss a couple times and figured out how, even though I'm not very good at this game, even someone like me could be victorious. The last thing you do is you have to give, and I don't know who this is, I call it, it's almost just like death himself, but whatever, you give him all your money to enter the castle. So any money that you've earned from your last playthrough, you got to give it up to get in the castle. So now, let's just, again, I'm not going to do a long playthrough here because if this is a game for you, I don't want to spoil anything because it really is a game about discovering all the different things that the developers have put in here that makes this stand out as a really fun, imaginative game. We're just going to take a look at a couple of maps and see what enemies we run into, and we'll use an ability there. Now, sometimes these picture frames are not what they seem. They will attack you. Here's a ghost, another very common enemy that you'll see early in the game. A little zombie. And a different colored ghost. Again, all the creatures, typically when you kill something, you've got a pretty good chance of it giving you money or food to restore your life, or something else beneficial like more mana. And you do run into these situations where, oh, shouldn't have done that, where there's a boss, or not a boss, that's just a visionary. Ooh, I wonder if that reset his life. I don't have enough mana to do this more than once. Yeah, it did reset his life. So because I'm such a shorty, I don't think my sword would be able to reach him in there, so we'll just move right past that. And this is one of the many things, and I'm not gonna do this because, again, I want you to be able to discover all these things on your own. But there are lots of little flavors that the developers have added. Again, I'm not. Hopefully, my level of play will not scare you away from this. This was my first video, and I'm hoping to do more. If I don't do more, you'll probably never even see this one. But thanks for viewing, and if Rogue Legacy looks like something that you would enjoy, I would encourage you to purchase it. I have certainly gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it. You can find it on Steam for a reasonable price. And until next time,